The MVLU show. We're back here today to talk about this morning's test. This is the first time our new Nereid hybrid tether has been in the water. We're out here right now testing the ballast. We're trying to make sure that she's neutrally buoyant, as well as testing the buoyancy of our new hybrid tether, that big yellow tube that you'll see out there attached to the vehicle. We want to make sure that she floats at the surface, and then when we go to depth, she'll have some negative buoyancy as well. So we're doing a test right now to make sure that everything's working as perfect. And then later on this afternoon, we'll go for our first real deep dive.
Yes, hi Melissa. This is Dwight Coleman. I'm with the University of Rhode Island Inner Space Center. And yep, we're in a little coastal harbor off the coast of Panama on the Pacific Ocean. And it is about 100 degrees here and about 100% humidity. So a little steamy.
I can attest to that. It's very hot out here.
So we had a lot of rain showers this morning. The rain's let up. The sun's trying to come out and it's hot and steamy. This test that we're doing is very important because we want to do a dive later on this afternoon down to about 1,000 meters, maybe even 1,500 meters. So in order to do that, we need to make sure that everything's working well first. So we're in a nice protected area. We're away from the seas. And we're in a nice area, too, because we're only about 2 hours from that 1,000-meter depth contour. So we can just transfer in about later on this afternoon when they're done with this test, and maybe by mid-afternoon today, we'll be actually diving the ROVs. So what they're doing now out on deck, and if our cameraman can take a look, is we have a bunch of people on the back deck. They're from the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, and they are testing this new style tether. This is one of the reasons that we're out here, is to do sea trials for this ROV, and this is called the Nereid Hybrid Tether Vehicle, and the ROV is connected to the ship via this pretty large diameter, neutrally buoyant fiber optic tether. And it's thick because it needs to be strong. It needs to lift the entire weight of the vehicle. And so this is what we need to test, is if this tether can hold the weight of the vehicle and still allow the vehicle to operate safely. And about 100 feet where you can't see, this tether connects to a different type of cable. It's called an oceanographic winch cable, a 0.322-inch cable. And that's what's unique about this system, is it can operate off of traditional oceanographic winch. And so that's also part of the sea trials, is to see that the fiber optic data can flow through that cable and operate the hybrid ROV safely and effectively so we can accomplish science. So that's really one of the big tests that we're doing right now.
Hey, Dwight, you mentioned that tether has to be really thick in order to pick up the vehicle. How much does that thing weigh?
Right. I'm told that the tether is able to lift 10,000 pounds. I don't think the vehicle weighs that much. It's probably on the order of 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. But there has to be a safety margin as well. So I think the tether can handle 10,000 pounds of lift force.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And you might see behind me, if I look here, I see that the vehicle is actually moving from left to right across the back of the deck. The ROV is actually driven inside in the lab by a computer. And so there's someone inside in mission control, our little nerve center of the ship. And they're actually driving the vehicle back and forth. And so not only are we testing the tether and the buoyancy of the vehicle, but we're also testing that communication across the fiber optic table and making sure that we can talk to the vehicle and that it's moving the way that we've asked it to move. So pretty good test. Looks like everything's going really well out here, Dwight.
Yeah, I think so. And one thing that's interesting about this vehicle, too, is it can operate as a fully autonomous vehicle, too. So we can untether it and actually program it to do a mission. And so it can operate like a traditional AUV, basically be programmed to do a certain mission, to dive down to a certain depth and collect certain data sets. And then when they recover the vehicle, they can download all that data. So we're operating in the hybrid mode, the ROV mode, but it can also operate in that AUV mode.
Yeah, and you might see behind me here, we actually have some locals from the local Embera village here in Panama checking us out. So we actually have a lot of attention out here. It's pretty exciting, and we're really excited to have you guys at home tuning in. Don't forget to check us out. We're tweeting live on @Melrose0717 and using the hashtag #AluciaLive. So keep checking us out. Keep checking us out on that Inner Space Center website. And we'll be coming to you later on this evening live again. Check that Twitter for some updates.
Great, thanks. And we'll be doing these live hits throughout the day today. And so watch for a schedule online. Thanks.
Bye, everyone.